Okay, so we're talking review today, and there's three kinds that, or three places that we could put the x in the equation. We could put it in the base, which would be right there. We could put it there, which is called the exponent, which doesn't really look like an exponent until you rewrite it. 2 to the x equals 8. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go again. So this is the exponent spot, and you can solve that with different kind. And then here's the third kind, is if you have an x in the argument. All right, let's get to some problems. Here's one. This, don't even write it down, please. You should be able to do this in your head. Look at it, go, oh, this to the this, what is it? 32. Why? Because 2 to the 5th equals x, and that's 32. All right, moving on to this one. That one you could still do in your head. Don't say it, but do it in your head and write it down, and I'll tell you after you zoom in on it and show me whether you did it right. To start with, I would rewrite that thing. And let me make sure here. Okay? Close, but you haven't flipped it yet. Yup, 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 nope, yup, yup. All right. Here's what you should have done. 1/2 to the -3rd. And that makes, well, take the 1/2 and do it in two parts. Cube it and then flip it. Think of these as two things. I would not think of it as a -3. I would think of it as a 3 and a negative. Two separate things. Cube it, that makes 1/8. Flip it, that makes 8. So the final answer should have been 8. Okay, moving on. This one, everybody try it. Probably want to write this one down because it might involve a step or two. (2/5) to the power of -2 equals 1/x. Is that how you started? Okay, Mr. S, tell me what to do next. Maybe this part? What'd you get when you did that? Flip it, that's 5/2, but I still got to square it. Now what? Perfect. Is that the final answer? No, because why? How do I fix it? Cross multiplying works. 25x equals 4, and then you solve it. But there's another way. Do you get that the x is really the problem? You can multiply both sides by x. Why is that good? Because these cancel. And now I just have to get this x off of alone. So I got to get rid of that. So then that goes to the other side, and you have to multiply by 4/25, I guess you'd say, and you'd end up with 4/25. Another way to just say it is, look at it and say, well, if 1/x is 25/4, can't you flip both sides? That is an option. You can do that. So it's x/1 equals 4/25. All right, next one. Well, how do you, just tell me on this one, how do you start? Divide by 2. That's how you'd start. Don't even do the problem. Just look at it. I want you to think about this. This is one chunk. It's sort of like 2a equals 5. This whole chunk here needs to be, get that chunk alone first. So we get rid of the 2 first. So you divide both sides by 2. Then you can rewrite it. Okay, wait. Let's move on to a harder one. This one. How would we start this one? Same idea. Just tell me how to start. Divide by what? Not 3. -3. Good. And that gets rid of this. Now I could do a rewrite. Now it would get a little complicated. Let's move over to this one. It'll be the most complicated. Start with what, Mr. Tan? No, the other guy that looks like he's gone 4 shades darker. How do I start? You are correct. Way to be able to handle pressure. And then you get 4, and then from there I'll let you keep going on your own. Okay? See if you can solve that puppy with no help. I'll pause for a second while you work on that. Okay. So your next step. Divide by 2. And this was a 4, and I'm dividing by 2, and that makes it 2. I'm going to clean it up and rewrite now. X plus 1 to the 1/4 is equal to 2. And then from there, I just have to put both sides. And don't say multiply by 4. That's wrong. You put it to the 4th power. Okay, and then, yes, these powers will multiply. And I get x plus 1 to the 1, so it's just x plus 1, equals 16. Subtract 1, and you got 15. Raise your hand if you had 15. Okay, good. Let's move on. This one, solving additional. Well, basically, this is just saying, now that you know how to solve all of them, we can move on to more complicated things, but we already did a more complicated thing. So now it's time to do practice. We're going to give you this yellow practice quiz in class, and then you're going to be able to work with somebody else on it. That's all the practice problems I'm going to do for the video for today. And remember, there is a Schoology quiz you could do for practice, anybody that wants to go and look for that. All right? That's the end of the video for